Good morning. This weekend, reminder, this weekend is the weekend that we have to turn our clocks back. If you don't turn your clock back, if you forget, you will be real early to church Sunday morning. Church starts at 9 o'clock. If you don't turn your clock back, you'll be there at 8 o'clock and you'll have to wait an hour for church to start. I have a friend that I grew up with in Miami, went to church with, name's George Sabb. George posted on his Facebook page the other day a statement that said, hey, don't forget to turn your clock back. I'm planning on turning mine back to when I was 20. It got me thinking about how things were when we were 20. George was probably 1 or 2 years younger than me. He's a retired firefighter. He moved up to the northern part of the state. So back when I was 20, gasoline was 32 cents a gallon. We thought that was outrageous because it had been down in the 20s for so long. The car that I drove got maybe 10 miles per gallon in town. Pretty bad gas mileage, but gas was 30 cents a gallon. You know, if the car got 20 miles to a gallon a day, that means gas should be about 64 cents a gallon. We're way over that today. We didn't have cell phones back there. I watched a movie the other day that was shot back in the 90s, and this would have been back in the 70s. And everybody in the movie went out to use a payphone rather than a cell phone. There were no cell phones. Most of us hadn't even thought about a cell phone at that particular time in our life, or about owning a computer. We didn't think about messaging or anything like that. We wrote letters by hand or on a typewriter. Nobody called long distance. If you did, it was a special occasion because long distance phone calling was expensive. Now we call long distance all the time. But you know, I would like to go back in time just for like a day or two. Maybe like in some of these movies on spaceships where they have a holodeck or something where you go in there and program the computer to take you somewhere. Because it'd be nice to go back and see a lot of the friends and loved ones that I've lost. It'd be nice to go back and have a day or two to play with my kids when they were little kids again. Wouldn't want to do that long. Today's really good though. Today I get to do things with my children as adults. I get to play with grandchildren that love me. I have wife and kids and grandkids. Life is just really good. I'm retired. I don't even have to go to work anymore. If I went back in time, I'd be back working at a job. You know, the other thing that I have to look forward to is the home that's prepared for me in heaven. I'm getting closer to that. And that's a good thing rather than going back in time and pushing that back. I'd like to read verses from the book of Philippians chapter 3 today. I'm going to start in verse 13. Brothers, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead, I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. All of us who are mature should take such a view of things. And if on some point you think differently, that too God will make clear to you. Only let us live up to what we have already attained. Be safe. Stay well out there.